done a spell, let's say a love spell, okay? And you do it exact, and you know other people who have done this exact same spell, and it's worked perfect for them. You've seen it in books, you've seen it in so many places and heard so many great things about it. But for some reason, no matter how many times you try it, it just doesn't work. This could be a money spell, anything. Any type of spell, right? Well, we'll find out here. So, hello lovelies, and welcome to this week's video. This week, we will be talking about law of attraction and magic. This will not be the first, but the reason why that spell may not have worked could be for various different reasons. One, doubts and fears, and your emotions not fully being with it, you're not detaching from it after the spell. I mean, and it could be even smaller mistakes, like not using the day of the week that would be the most suitable for it, like if it was love, like Friday, and then maybe not the right phase of the moon, maybe not the right color, maybe you screwed up on one little thing, one little herb, one little oil. All of these things put out a certain vibration, a certain frequency out into the universe. Now you're probably wondering, like, okay, law of attraction, isn't that like a new agey thing? No, here's the thing. A lot of Wiccans, which is any various types of pagans, know that the law of attraction actually originates with magic, with the old religions, and can be traced back to Egypt. Which I will get into in an actual different video where I talk specifically about that. But nonetheless, it is very tied to magic. And I know some witches hate you, and Wiccans, whatever your exact label is, hate saying the actual term law of attraction, and an intention or affirmation. Instead, they just want to use magic, spell work, ritual. But it all intertwines, and there's scientific backing to it, which will go into the other video. Now, when we talk about things like The Secret or all these other books that have come out in the past, like, 18 years or so, that are supposed to be this hidden message that nobody knew about, it's very watered down version of what came from back in Egypt, witchcraft, magic, and what Wiccans and Druids and Thelemics and pagans have been doing for centuries upon centuries when it was still the old religion, right? This is stuff that Hindus did, that everybody did. So it really wasn't a secret. It just was maybe a secret to the mainstream, but it's such a watered down and capitalist version in a sense, because it's purely focused a lot on like money and things that you want, materials, things that I need to get right now. And of course, there's nothing wrong with us doing spells and rituals and magic about that kind of stuff, but the way that it's been produced and put out there has been very focused on these type of ideas, and it's, like I said, very watered down. Now, in this video, I wanted to touch on that law of attraction can and is part of the magic world with a K. And then I want to get into ways to fix the things that are kind of getting in our way. Now, the reason why I chose to do this video this week is I've noticed with myself and with a couple friends that a lot of our spell works, rituals, what have you, especially candle magic, have not been working. And these might be spells that we ourselves have done before. I know they've been spells that I've done before, or just leaving out like one certain thing. And when I look back at like when it did work compared to when it wasn't working, and when I look at like what my friend's going through, and then the doubts that they talk about on a normal basis concerning the topic on the spell that they did, it all kind of made sense as to what's going on here, and it is related to the law of attraction aspect of magic, which I will get more into the like theory detailed fact stuff in a different video, because this video is not going to be a fact video, and that's usually what I'm really about. But this is more of going back to my old style of video and giving tips. So here are my tips. 1, ensure your spells manifest perfectly by making sure you have the right day, the right moon phase, if it's candle magic, the right color candle associated with it, the right oils, the right herbs if you're using that. Make sure that your chants, affirmations, whatever you want to call them, are phrased in such a way that it is something that can be likely to occur. Don't, for example, if it's a money spell, don't be saying like I always get upset with my new age mom who's always like doing all this stuff, trying to manifest with like lottery tickets, because I'm not. So here's a way of putting it into like the magic way. So like, don't be putting like a candle spell where you're like, I want to win the lottery, or I want $10,000 in the next week. How about it be something small? If it's a love spell, for example, and it's somebody that you're seeing but it's not official, let's say, like they will message me, or I want them to contact me. Start small as you're trying to fight off whatever it is that's getting in the way, because then when you have those small wins, it bumps up your vibration and your confidence in yourself and your work and your abilities, and then you can keep going further. But never ask for like huge big things that could be completely out of reach. So along with that, after you're done with the spell work itself, let go of that desire, that what you just cast. Don't be constantly thinking about it. Don't be obsessing about it, waiting for it to happen, constantly checking your phone to see if the person that you are in love with is going to contact you. Don't be constantly like waiting for money to just come. Release it and do steps in the meantime that can help you get to those goals. Especially if you're like doing like a new moon cycle, like moon magic, and you're working with the moon. During the full moon cycle, like not the full moon, but like during the whole moon cycle, you can be making steps that you can do that can help make it happen. So use magic, and then also do things yourself. Just don't be lazy and sit there and expect everything to just come. So yeah, just let go of it. Don't obsess. That is the worst thing we can do, is just obsess. Because the more we obsess and focus on it, the more that doubts and fears start to come into play, and it's those doubts and fears that are most likely getting in the way of your magic, especially if you're doing everything the way by the book, right? Or by what your intuition told you to do. Or it's a spell that has been foolproof for other people or for yourself in the past. So it's most likely your mindset and your vibration that you're putting off. So in those cases, besides not obsessing, what you need to do is also meditate before doing your ritual, your circle, and performing your spell work and everything. Even just for like 10 minutes to just get yourself grounded, clear your mind so that there's no thoughts just racing, no negativity, nothing. Remember that like attracts like. So if we are on a lower like vibration, if we are in a dark place, we probably are not going to manifest exactly what we want. Like let's say you're doing like back to candle spell, and it's a spell in which you have to let the chime spell candle burn all the way out, and during that whole time you're supposed to be doing your visualization part. And if you're visualizing, but then thoughts are coming in your head, like, oh, it couldn't happen like that. And then you start having to change things, or, it's taking so long. So then those thoughts just start coming back in. You're not on a level mentally at that time to be able to fully get that spell to work the way you want it to. You're not on the correct level. So clearing your mind beforehand is number one. Also, afterwards, and during the spell work, behave as if it is already manifested, as if the spell has done its job and you're gonna get it. It's kind of that fake it till you make it thing, and that goes back to like attracts like. Because if you're dwelling and you're obsessing, and you're like, okay, when are they gonna call, or when is money gonna come to me, or when am I gonna be more confident, or blah 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 blah, when am I gonna get that job? If you obsess about it, it's less likely to happen. Also, not only cleanse and smudge your house, if you know you are in a negative mind space, or you are not at the vibration you need to for spell work to work to your advantage, smudge and cleanse yourself as often as possible. Do a cleansing ritual, and always, if you can, I mean, I know a lot of people are busy. I know I'm super busy and I can't always do it, but also do a ritual bath before you do your spell work too, if you can, because that also only cleanses, not only relaxes you, but it also connects you. And then you can use oils and herbs that are in relation to the ritual that you're going to do, or you can use oils and herbs that are going to release any negative thoughts, toxic energies, all that kind of stuff, or build confidence within you. When you're not doing spell work, do meditations daily if you can, if you have the time, 10 to 15 minutes a day, if you can. Otherwise, there are meditations that you can play while you go to sleep. Anything to just kind of get you back into that mind space. This helps to release stubborn negative thoughts, and then also doing healings, like self-healing rituals, before you do this. I'm not saying the day before, but like a few days leading up to it, start doing some self-healing rituals for yourself, or just practice self-love in general, and gratitude. Again, like attracts like. If you're showing appreciation and gratitude to the gods and the goddesses, universal energy, whatever it is that you believe, you're more likely to get something positive out there. If you're constantly just negative and focusing on all the bad in your life, then you're going to have a self-fulfilling prophecy of negative stuff happening. And take it from me, because I've had both situations happen, where, yeah, I'll admit, it takes a little longer with the positive stuff, and I understand that can be very frustrating. But when you're constantly negative and focusing on how everything is going wrong and all this crap, then all you're going to manifest, all that's going to accomplish is bad stuff. Even if you do everything right, even if you don't have those thoughts while you're doing your magic, if the rest of your days and the rest of your time is spent feeling bad for yourself or dwelling on all the shit that's wrong in your life, mind my language, you're just gonna have self-fulfilling prophecies of negative stuff. So self-love. Journal as often as you can to release any lower vibrating thoughts, like any negative thoughts you have, any stressors, things that you're dealing with. Just let it all out. And if you start to obsess on one little thing while you're doing it, move on, because otherwise that's going to keep getting your brain going, because that's not the purpose of doing the journaling. And the purpose of doing the journaling is to release and let go of all that negative stuff. Also, when you do practice the gratitude, I forgot to say, try and say out loud or write down 5 to 10 things per day, whether it be right in the morning when you wake up or at night, that you're grateful for. It can be something small, like, I'm grateful that I'm just alive today. I'm grateful I made it through the day. You can start small like that, or I'm grateful that it didn't snow. It could be anything. Just putting out that type of thought. It also changes your brain, the way in which the pathology within your brain is working. And yeah, I'm not going to get into the psychology stuff, because you know what my school stuff is, but it all kind of relates together. Also, get rid of toxic people and toxic influences in your life. Don't be, like, I love horror movies. I love all that kind of stuff. But if you're in this place already and you're having a really hard time, try not that day to like get all in, like that's all you watch, because like I mean that is the only kind of movie I really watch, but I mean like that day try not to, like if you're really being really sensitive, if you're really negative at that time, especially if you're an empath or somebody like that that picks up on energies easy, that day don't be around anything that has any like dark whatever. And I don't know, the main thing is being grateful and changing your vibrations and your energies and those thoughts, because those doubts and those fears are not going to allow your spell work to work to your advantage. Now, some people can have that and their spell work be perfectly fine, but for people who are empathetic or sensitive people or what have you, it's really hard. But you know what I have noticed with people who still are having those type of thoughts throughout the rest of their day and their magic's working, is that the magic works, part of it works, but it's either not long-term or it happens right away, but then it doesn't stay. Like, it doesn't stay long-term, and it's only part of it. Like, let's say they wanted to attract love, right? So maybe what ends up happening is, oh, they meet someone new, they start a relationship right away, but then it just all goes to crap because guess what? They're not in a good place and everything just is negative, and it maybe it wasn't the person that they're supposed to be attracting. They just said, I want to attract love. They're not in a good place, so they attract something that looks like love. I mean, there's so many different possibilities, but the bottom line is take care of yourself and be grateful and get rid of those negative thoughts that are getting in the way. And this really became something I've been thinking about like the last couple of months with everything going on with me and like going through this self-healing and doing a lot of shadow work lately too. Because I had one friend who got some spell kit stuff from me and it worked immediately. And then myself and another friend did the same exact ones. And it didn't work, or it didn't last, or only part happened. And there was a reason. When I talked to the friend where it worked, and that person doesn't do magic, they just kind of meditate, and that's about it, and like are into like the moon and all that kind of stuff, but they're not like practicing witches or anything like that. I was just kind of like, how come this thing that I created and put my intention into can work for them, but it didn't work for us? And that's kind of what tipped me off into thinking about like, okay, well, when did stuff work for me and when didn't it? And then that other friend was staying positive, was not allowing themselves to have one doubt that it wasn't going to work, was staying, no matter what anybody would tell them, they were like, nope, this is going to work out. I know what's going to happen. I know that this is going to happen, and I know it's going to happen soon, and I know it's going to happen before the holidays and all this kind of stuff. And they were very adamant, and it was just like, yeah, that's what it is, you know, because myself and the other friend, we keep having these doubts and these fears. So that's my video that I was hoping would be short, but really wasn't, because I'm a talker. But yeah, I'll make another one that has more of like fact stuff related to love, attraction, and actual magic in the future. But yeah, bump up those vibrations. I'm right now not really working on any spell work myself, except for things that are about releasing negativity, releasing toxic energy, and you know, cleansing and all that kind of stuff until I'm fully back. I'm almost there, but you gotta take care of yourself before you can try and manifest more things. It's kind of like that saying, like, if you don't love yourself, you can't, no one else, like, you're not going to be able to have a loving relationship, right? Because like attracts like. So that's it. I do have new products on my Etsy shop. I am slowly but surely getting my tarot readings up on there for easier access to them. The two products that I just added actually have to do with confidence. One is my personal full moon ritual oil that is very confident based and very much about releasing negative energies and such. And then the other is called Goddess Warrior, or Warrior Goddess. Oh my god. You know me. And that is for confidence, intuition, strength, and prosperity. So, yeah, good stuff. Check out all my links. They're all below. You know the drill. Please like, subscribe if you haven't yet, and press the bell button. And I'll see you next week. And I love you all. And next week, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing a Raising Pagan Kids video, because I haven't done one of those in a long time. And a Sabbath is coming up. So, yeah. Alright. Have fun, all. Y'all. I'm not going to edit this. I'm just going to leave my goofiness out there. True to yourself. Okay. Blessed be.